Hello everyone. Before I get started on the first video of this week here, I'm going to be putting it in here. I just want everyone to see that for calling out the Hill using someone's non-violating Disqus ID as a means to censor them and ban them from commenting on their comment section, for doing that, and for the fact of calling out all the Trump deranged and leftists in their comment section, I myself, which you can see here, I received a 9-day timeout. The Hill, for being called out for it, dared to call me a troll and literally said, have a timeout, troll, the person running their Disqus account. So they want to silence me calling them out there. I've decided, where this is the first chance I've had to sit down here, it's 10:45 at night on Thursday, August 30th, to do a shit-on run of destroying the Hill for my time here. So I apologize if you don't like the fact that there's going to be a few Hill articles in a row here, but I just feel I need to do this because these assholes want to pull the shit that they're doing, talk out their ass, create falsehoods, try to portray, I mean, they still try to pretend that they're a conservative outlet. And with some of these articles I'm doing in this sit down here, you're going to see they're not. This is, I'm gonna tear them to shreds. So anyway, let's get to the article here. So this one was published on August 28th. And it's funny, they gotta roll out one of the worst presidents in the last 50 years, last 60 years. A man who was a one-term wonder, who literally caused massive inflation, just like Obama, but yet he's the Democrats. Oh, look at him, he's our poster child, you know, kind of how Obama became today. So who I'm talking about, if you haven't read the title for yourself here, is Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, Trump's statement on McCain was at best adequate. Now this is written by Brett Samuels. The thing is what Trump did was professional. He just decided not to suck McCain's cock. After the way him and McCain went at it, if I was him, I wouldn't suck McCain's dick either. Why the fuck should he compromise himself because he's had problems with McCain and like cuck to him now that the guy's dead? Fuck all of you who think that shit. Because, and this always gets left out of McCain's past, if his daddy wasn't an admiral, he would have served, oh, more than a few years in Leavenworth, shitting in a bucket because of the USS Forrestal and the fact that he had a 1,000-pound bomb on a 500-pound mount on his fighter that was surplus from World War II. And at that point, because of its age, stability is a question with the ordnance. The captain of the ship, the commander of the ship, could not question what McCain did, because anyone who ever questioned McCain basically ended up on Daddy's shit list, because he'd go, Daddy! And they'd get their career ruined. Now, mind you, they're going after him for legit shit, but because they went after little McCain, Daddy the Admiral would fuck him over. So, USS Forrestal, the ship's commander can't say anything about him putting a 1,000-pound bomb on a 500-pound mount because he knows his career's over. He also can't say anything about McCain doing this thing known as what was known as a pop star. What you would do is they didn't have these safeties, we'll call them. I can't think of the proper term, but basically it would stop you from putting too much fuel into the jet turbine and cause the pop start. And what it does is it shoots a big old flame out the back. Because what you do is you pump the fuel in, then you hit it, and poof, flame comes flying out. So McCain used to like doing this to the pilots behind him to fuck with them. Not thinking that, you know, hey, creating a giant fireball on a deck with jet fighters with live ordnance on them, you know, and engulfing engulfing the jet behind you in flames with live ordnance would be a bad idea. He didn't think that. So he pop started it, set off a rocket on the jet behind him. That went into his because the mount was rated for a 500-pound bomb and it had a 1,000-pound on it. When the rocket hit, the bomb came off the mount and a shitstorm ensued. Over 130 sailors, if memory serves, 134 to be exact, died because of John McCain. They literally, while they're still dealing with the fire, in order to avoid the men stringing him up, they had to secret him off of the aircraft carrier and reassign him. Because the men literally wanted to kill him. This is the hero that everyone is talking about. Should be worshipped and dick sucked. Well, flying a mission over Vietnam, he had to punch out. Now, according to members, I should say fellow guests, at the Hanoi Hilton, he came in with his arm broken, and that it was from him punching out, which is why he had problems with his arm. It wasn't from torture, according to them. Also, according to them, and with the actual recorded evidence to back it up, John McCain committed multiple, and when I say multiple, I mean multiple, counts of treason against the United States. According to the people at the Hanoi Hilton that were there with him, he was not tortured. He more than willingly caved. He more than willingly spilled his guts. He more than willingly made propaganda recordings. Basically a shitbag. And according to them, the reason why he was more than willing to do it is because they were handing him Vietnamese hookers and more rice. This is the man that we should all be dick-sucking and worshiping before he even became a politician. He comes back, becomes a war hawk politician, and is one of the biggest, like, arms contractors. I mean, if you look throughout his history in the Senate, John McCain was involved in arms deal after arms deal after arms deal. He was caught with literally people from, what was it, Al-Qaeda? Yeah, Al-Qaeda. And they went, oh no, that's not them. And it's like, who the fuck, what the fuck are you talking about? That guy right there is an LCIAda friggin' high-ranking guy. Oh, no. That's what the mainstream press tried to say. Okay, he was making arms deals happen for them. Yeah, we're supposed to treat him like, you know, he's such a great fucking leader. And I mean, a great member of the Senate, or a leader of the Senate, or however you want to do it. Now, let's get into this article, because, I mean, I've already blown almost 9 minutes here. Just giving some backstory to McCain. And that way, when you see this situation here, you see why I've got a problem with it. Former President Carter said Tuesday that President Trump made a very serious mistake in his initial handling of the death of Senator John McCain, but added that he was satisfied with Trump's eventual statement on the matter. I think that it was a very serious mistake that President Trump made, and his friends and opponents corrected him. I think quite adequately, Carter told MSNBC Andrea Mitchell in an interview. Now, here's the thing. Carter, you're a one-hit wonder. Trump's going to be a two-termer. You created inflation as bad, if not worse, than Obama. You caused a loaf of bread to go from like 59 cents to $1.59. Almost literally. when you were president. So shut the fuck up. You were one of the major reasons because, you know, you weren't a strong leader. OPEC rolled right the fuck over you. And because you were a punk bitch, we ended up with the oil embargo. Why the fuck are you even rolling yourself out? Go do your Habitat for Humanity's bullshit and let the world just fucking move on without you. And now this most recent statement he made, I'd say is okay. It's still not as enthusiastic as it should be, Carter added. Enthusiastic? He said, yeah, he was respectful. Why should it be enthusiastic? Why should he suck the dick of a fucking traitor whose father, the admiral, saved his ass? Why? Me personally, and I hope this happens, I hope survivors of the USS Forrestal go to his grave and piss all over it. And I'm not just talking the grass. I hope they're pissing all over the headstone. I hope someone drops the fucking deuce right on his grave. All right? And call me an evil person for that. But you know what? I don't give a shit. Because what he did to those 134 sailors, and he got off scot-fucking-free, that's lucky. I don't care that his brain rotted away from cancer. He should have been rotting in a fucking prison. That's justice. And it was never seen. If I was Trump, I would have been calling that shit out. I would have went, well, he died before going to justice for killing 134 sailors. Trump drew widespread backlash on Monday after White House flags returned to full staff less than 48 hours after McCain's death. Bullshit. They were returned after 48 hours, number one. Number two, that is how they're supposed to do things. That is the actual policy for someone in the Senate. Now, when it comes to Congress and the flags, their policy is different. Now, you see the hell here. They wouldn't explain that, though, because then they couldn't try to make Trump look like a cocksucker for not sucking dick sucking the dick of a dead man. Seriously. Because if they told you that fact, this would be a non-fucking issue, and their Trump derangement would just literally look like what it is. Fucking delusional behavior that needs psychiatric help. The president typically orders flags to remain at half-staff through the burial of a major public figure, which in this case is Sunday. No, that's not true. Not typically orders. Not all presidents have done that. If it is an important person, a very important figure, just because they're a member of Congress don't mean shit. But if it's an important figure, sometimes presidents have done that, but it's not common fucking place. Trump also refused to answer shouted questions from reporters about McCain during multiple White House events on Monday. Holy crap! You're screaming at him like foaming at the mouth, like mental cases. And you expect him to just answer your shit because you ask a question like a moron? No, that's not how it works. Wow, and you actually make that part of the article. Jesus Christ, Hill. The president later issued a proclamation Monday afternoon expressing respect for McCain's service and ordered flags to be lowered once again to half-staff. Yeah, because he's trying to appease you fuckers, and you know what? He's just got to learn to stop saying sorry and fucking doing this shit. Because you think you actually gain ground, because none of you fuckers are ever happy. Saying sorry is like going into shark-infested waters, okay? And slicing your hand wide open and running it across the surface and not expecting to leave without needing to get a hook after the fact. Because once they smell blood, they're going after you. Carter said Tuesday that the president's statement was at best adequate. And I love how they take things out of context here. This is one thing, as I said, if you don't get the full quote, they're literally trying to misrepresent something. Which we're talking the Hill here. That's their status quo. Now, the flag has sort of been low. Wait a minute. So they're going to fully quote Carter. Now that the flag has sort of been lowered during an appropriate period on behalf of John McCain to remember him, I think it's very good, Carter said on MSNBC. So I'm glad to see that it was done, although it was tardy and mistaken at first. Fuck you! He followed White House fucking policy. His staff followed White House policy. Carter, you know this, you dishonest fucking shit. You one-term fucking wonder. You sucked so fucking bad at the job. You couldn't even come in, keep the fucking house for another 4 years. So why are you even talking? Fade the fuck away. Go build houses for Habitats for the Humanities. I mean, shit, I think it's a fucking miracle that you're able to swing a hammer at your age. Keep doing it. But butt the fuck out of politics at this point, because you fucked this country so hard in 4 years. It's not even... This is fucking hilarious. Carter, who made multiple television appearances on Tuesday to promote his work with Habitat for Humanity and weigh in on the death of McCain, praised the fellow Naval Academy graduate for his service in the military and Congress. Okay, so you mean running backroom shady arms deals to terrorist organizations we were fighting, killing 134 sailors, punching out, breaking his arm in the process, claiming it was due to torture, even though everyone at the Hanoi Hilton said no, he came in with his arm broken. Got on the radio and made film of him literally selling out the country. And you want to congratulate him on that? You want to friggin' praise him on that? Fuck you! McCain died Saturday at age 81 after a year after being diagnosed with an aggressive form of brain cancer. Bullshit. He knew about it before that point. He just kept it secret. The guy had a fucking tumor. It's not a tumor. No, sorry, it is a tumor. Hid it from the American public. We're talking about something that compromises his faculties. Hid it. Made some batshit crazy statements. Made some batshit crazy votes. Like Obamacare. When I'm going to repeal and replace. Repeal and replace. And you're trying to say, okay, the crazy fuck who kept his condition secret, that compromises his faculties, who committed treason, multiple counts of it, mind you, who killed 134 sailors. It wasn't good enough how Trump treated him? Are you kidding me? If you couldn't tell, I would have treated him a hell of a lot worse, and I would have done it publicly, and I would have been bringing up the points that I'm bringing up now and said, well, fuck y'all. You don't care about the facts? I still feel this way because of the facts. I don't care about your fee-fees. Trump and the Senate icon have clashed for years. During the 2016 presidential campaign, Trump questioned whether McCain, who was held captive during the Vietnam War, was a war hero and repeatedly blasted the Arizona senators' vote against the Obamacare repeal bill last summer. Yeah, exactly. Repeal, replace. And then he fucking votes against it. And this whole thing of a war hero, I think when you've killed 134 of your own men, you lied about a broken arm. You sold out the country for more rice and fucking Vietnamese hookers. Now, I understand, you know, the whole Asian fever thing. You know, I can respect that. But you sold out your fucking country. So the thing is I'm sorry, but you try to portray it one way, but the facts say a totally different story. McCain remained one of Trump's staunchest Republican critics even after his cancer diagnosis took him away from Washington, D.C. Yes, because he was a jealous fuck and he was afraid that Trump would expose how he killed 134, you know, would make it public consciousness, bring it to the public consciousness, how he murdered 134, well, murder, we'll say, committed negligent homicide with 134 sailors. Literally committed treason for rice and hookers. He was afraid those things would come out, and the cover story and all the shit that his daddy did to save his ass wouldn't have worked all these years later. Trump published a brief tweet on Saturday expressing his deepest sympathies and respect to the McCain family, but did not offer any praise for the senator himself. He shouldn't have to. Why should he dick suck this guy? Why should he dick suck this guy? He wasn't a great person. He was a fucking scumbag. Because he didn't dick suck? Trump's a shitbag? You're trying to... Wait a minute. My earlier analogy works better. You're trying to treat the situation like Trump was being a cocksucker for not sucking McCain's flaccid fucking dead dick. Seriously. That's what you're trying to do. Because he didn't suck McCain's dick, you're trying to portray him as a cocksucker. Doesn't work like that. It does not work remotely like that. Multiple media outlets reported that Trump rejected a laudatory statement from the White House praising McCain as a hero in favor of the tweet. Yeah, that's his fucking right. He's the president. He's the commander-in-chief. He's the one that has final say on what would be said. It's representing him. If he wants to represent himself like that and just say, hey, my condolences, and not dick suck, that's his fucking right. He's the president of the United States, the leader of the free world. If he doesn't want to suck a dick, he shouldn't have to suck a dick, especially from a guy, you know, especially the dead dick of a guy like McCain. You want to fluff him? Keep fluffing him. But you know what? People who know the facts about McCain, people who had their lives, we're not going to say ended because, I mean, hell, 134 sailors, they're not around. But those people who've had their lives changed, and not for the better, their lives destroyed, because 134 died, but what about all the ones that were maimed as a result of the USS Forrestal? Their lives were utterly changed, if not destroyed. You have all the people that McCain compromised while he was selling out his country in Vietnam for rice and hookers. You have all the U.S. soldiers he sent to die in his bomb Iran fucking delusional fucking shit, you know, bomb Iran, that shit. Okay, his warmongering. How many U.S. Americans, how many U.S. servicemen and women have died because of him? Because of his bullshit wars. And if Trump doesn't want to suck his dick because of all that stuff, he shouldn't have to. And I think I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.